So the title speaks for itself. I'm just getting by today. Um, Things have been so fucked up that my anxiety just steers me into different directions all day. More or less, I'm waiting for shit to happen, you know? So my anxiety just gets worse. I can't. Radical acceptance, like, it's like impossible for me to, like, accept what's going on and, let things just come in and leave. I mean, I've accepted this, but not to a point where it doesn't scare me all the time. And that's my big downfall. My downfall is anxiety. My symptoms are really intense and they're crazy. And I have every right in this world to be scared. And they'll say, well, you need to accept it and you won't be so scared. If things were the same all the time or they fluctuated a little bit, acceptance would be a lot easier. But when you're 5 years down the road, completely exhausted of symptoms, and some of them are actually way worse than they were 5 years ago, why wouldn't I be scared? Why wouldn't I be? I have every right. My body can't handle the stress, that's for sure. Trying to get by day by day. Day's better than yesterday, which isn't a huge surprise because yesterday was hell. I went out for work thinking it might make me better, which sometimes it does. And it was one of those times it was the worst fucking decision. Because it didn't just make me feel worse, it made me feel completely horrible. It's weird how bad my waves get. And I'm not really sure how I know the one thing that's different now that I don't do is I stopped walking. And I wonder, as much as that did not make me feel well, I wonder if that strengthened my nervous system to a point. For me, I always thought it was making things worse. So I'm wondering if getting back to walking more might help. Although that's just going to keep throwing me into waves at first, as always. It's like I'm just not as clear as I was, even though I wasn't clear then, but I'm not as clear as I was when I was walking. I was able to tolerate more, and now it's so hard. But I feel like I'm slipping backwards, and maybe I should start doing some of the things I was doing to try to get back to where I was. Got to start somewhere, I suppose. But it's also freezing outside, so I can't do it right now. But I can come up with ways, I guess. Ugh. Getting by. That's all. It's like when everything gets insane, my mind will keep going insane. And it's completely, it makes sense. It just goes into all these like, please don't get sicker. Please don't get sicker. Please don't let the wave get out of control to where I can't deal. You know what I mean? Physical symptoms have been worse since yesterday, but usually sometimes it does get worse after I work and I'm on my feet for a couple hours. But this time, after yesterday was such a bad day, it's just really, it's a lot worse. And one of my symptoms, which I just call it akathisia, but I know, like, I call it like a backwards akathisia. It's different than what anybody else has ever talked about. But when I got pulled off of benzos, I had it, and it took years for it to calm down. And it got really bad after I fucked up Remeron, the worst it's ever been. And it kind of stayed that way, but it gets calmer as time goes by. And then when I cut, it gets really bad again. So it's definitely related to cutting and medicine. So one day when I'm off the meds, it will definitely go away, but it'll probably be a long time. I can deal with it as long as it's not like acute stage type. But it's this feeling, I call it like a snow globe effect. If I'm sitting and it's not an acute stage, it's not too bad. The second I move or something brushes up against, and it's more in my legs than my upper body, but it's still in my upper body, more my arms. But I move my leg and my pants rub up against my leg, I can feel it moving around inside my leg. It's just this inner restlessness. And it feels like static, not electricity, but it feels like static in my legs moving around and swirling. And then after a moment, like a snow globe, stops. It'll never fully stop, but it calms down. It's a horrible physical symptom. And I know it's going to keep getting worse. It's obviously my nervous system. It's really obvious, actually. My nerves are just, they go crazy. And honestly, I don't know what I'm still doing. It's been 3 months and a week since I cut last. And although some days things could be worse, but some days things could be better. And I'm over that edge a lot that I can handle. And I have to pray that nothing major happens. Whereas before I fucked up Remeron, I was, if this was the level I couldn't handle, I was like here. So I had some room there to tolerate stuff. I don't have much of that room anymore. Most days I don't. So it's just getting by. We'll see. I'm just hanging out, waiting. Having a timeline for when I'm going to be off the meds is stupid. I'd like to be off like in 2 to 2.5 years. And that's crazy for the small amount of medicine I'm on. But my nervous system will not allow me to cut. It just will not. The physical symptoms are deafening, but it's nothing like the mental symptoms I get from it. And the mental symptoms calm down, but I mean, the waves of it can be so scary and brutal, and that brings the anxiety back up. And when I go through a scary wave, then I have like a PTSD effect after, like praying almost that it doesn't happen again like that because it was so bad. You know, I've been having partial windows once in a while through this cut. Two of them actually, where I'll have 2 or 3 days where I'm tolerable and I start getting hopeful, and then it crashes big time. I mean, throughout this whole withdrawal thing and syndrome or whatever, I more or less went like this. I feel like crap, and then I feel better. I mean, you can go either direction, but it was more of a slow up and down. It'd be crazy. I knew it was coming and stuff like this. This is completely different. This is completely what most people talk about with waves and windows. I don't get full windows because I just don't. But the partial windows are fine with me, and I look forward to them. I'm lucky to even have them at all. But my anxiety needs to let me have them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what my nervous system's doing. I wish when I was first on this stuff, and I said after like a couple months, and I said I could probably do bigger cuts, but it would be hell. I wish I would have just done it then. Just some like big ass cuts and tolerated the hell. Because I mean, it would have only been a couple months. I was already dependent on Remeron, but it would have only been a couple months of hell, more hell than I was already going through from benzos, but it would have saved me probably 3 years of tapering. I would have never thought it would have been this fucking hard. If I knew it was going to be this hard, this far out, because my body and my brain is so attached to this medicine, even at 1.1 milligrams of Remeron. It attaches to it so harsh. And mind you, Remeron holds on to about 30 different types of receptors. So it's pretty brutal, especially when your nervous system's fucked. We're just getting by today. It's better than yesterday. But I'm so on edge of what's going to happen next. I mean, my body literally is on edge. Like if I'm sitting there watching TV, it's like I'm not comfortable. I'm still like I'm on edge, and taking a nap is impossible because every time I'm about to get close to falling asleep, my brain does weird shit and it'll start shaking. I could feel it in my gut. You know, when I start feeling better, like when I start getting a partial window, that shit goes away and I can fall asleep. But it's the worst it's been when it comes to that kind of situation. Like it's so up and down. Where before, if like it started to feel better, it would stay that way for a while. Now it's like you never know. I never know when it's coming. It's really fucked up. Really weird situation, I'll tell you that. Depression's better today. Yesterday it was rough because I was so fucking exhausted. And I was so down. It was hard. It was hard. Hearing my own voice has been weirder, more weird. Because that mental shit is so strange. When I start paying attention to things that I shouldn't, like my own voice, I should just be able to talk and not think about it. But like I listen to my own voice and it just sounds so bizarre and like so detached. It's so weird. I was really hoping it would be a lot better by now after I fucked up Remeron. It's been almost like a year, I'd say. Hey, no, I can't exercise. My nervous system's so fucked up. If I could, I would. I wish I could. It would probably help some of my shit, but in general, it would just destroy my nervous system. So I'm going to try to get back to walking once it's not 10 below outside. Because it's been a while, and I didn't walk all spring and summer because of my allergies were so fucking bad. And I can't afford to keep taking allergy medicine because that makes me really sick too and just throws me into waves. So it's just, there's never a good, there's nothing good about this because it's like I can't do anything I need to do. Even really light exercise, man, it's just awful. It's just so hard. And it's not that the exercise is actually hard itself, but it's so hard on my body. And I can't afford anymore to go over that limit of what I can tolerate because I'm so far, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I do breathing stuff. I can't do breathing stuff too much because I have a partial asthma. And if I do a ton of deep breathing, it fucks up my lungs. So I have to do really light breathing and I do it. It just doesn't help me greatly, but it helps a little. Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. It's just in a normal person who doesn't have a destroyed nervous system, it's worse before it gets better. Exercise in a damaged benzo body will only keep making it worse and worse and worse. You have to heal. You have to heal more to get to that point. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. If it was any other way, I would do it. I have no problem with feeling getting worse as long as I knew I was going to get better. But it doesn't work that way on a fucked up, broken nervous system. I don't think people realize how fucked up my nervous system is. Hence why I've been tapering Remeron for 3.5 years, and I'm at 1.1 milligrams and still have probably 2 or 3 years to go. Just that little bit. Trust me, if I could do it, I would. It's the worst situation. It really sucks. But I got to start out really small again. I mean, it's like you're not wrong, but it would have to be like minuscule walking again because I have to wait till it's not 20 below or 10 below outside before I can like get out and walk. And I got to watch for my asthma shit and it's always something. That's what I get. Well, so far, I don't know what that kind of yoga is, but so far, every yoga that people suggest is so fucking hard. Even the beginner stuff is so fucking hard that I can't do it. I'll jot it down though, and I will look into it. There's a million different types of yoga, so I'll look. But it's like just cutting my medicine from 1.2 to 1.1. I'm 3 months and a week out and still suffering from it. My nervous system does not know what to fucking do. It's completely ridiculous. Oh yeah, I kind of talk about both. I mean, more or less, I talk about Remeron now. I was on benzos. I'll give you a quick rundown, very quick. Um, 5 years ago, I was on benzos, and um, they basically turned on me in like 2 weeks. I got dependent on them right away. It made me so fucking sick. It was the most terrifying thing I've ever been through. My nervous system got destroyed the second I got dependent on them, and basically saw the psychiatrist. He basically ripped me off of them, and I suffered for years. And I was put on Remeron kind of right away for sleep, not knowing that Remeron was giving me a lot of fucking problems for years because I couldn't tell because of the benzo shit. So I've been tapering Remeron for years, 3 years maybe. Yeah, probably no, 3.5. And I finally made it down to 1.1 milligrams. And at this point, about 8 months ago? I don't know. I doubled my taper of Remeron, and it nearly killed me. It was absolutely excruciating to what I could ever fathom. So Remeron is my thing right now that I'm tapering, and it's absolute torture for me because of my nervous system. Hence why I can't really exercise. But I do understand what you're saying, and I do need to start at least getting out walking again to get my body moving. I do get out for work, but my work is very, I'm only out a couple hours here and there, but at least I'm on my feet. So let me catch up with you. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check that out online. See. Okay, I'll jot that one down too. I'm always looking for a good yoga that fits for me because I'm a hippie at heart, and honestly, I love that kind of stuff, but I can't fucking do it because it's so hard. And I mean, I get that's kind of the thing you have to practice, so that's definitely one. But oh, Patricia, good to see you. I'm sorry, I am too. I mean, I'm a little better today, but I know that changes up and down, so can't say much. But I feel you. Yeah, Remeron is one of those things that puts weight on people. I never had a problem with that because I was mostly close to anorexic half my life, so I didn't mind the extra weight. Yeah, a lot of us can't exercise, and it's not an excuse because I used to exercise, and as much as I didn't really like it then, I still did it because I knew it was good for me and I needed to do it. I would do that now if I could. I wouldn't mind just going to my little workout center and doing a little workout. No way. It's just I can't. I mean, I'm no doctor. Not that doctors know anything, but I don't know. All I know is my nervous system's fucked. That's that. I'll definitely try. I'll definitely take a look. I'm just gonna eventually take that. I'm gonna copy that and put that into YouTube. I'm assuming I'll come up with something. Yeah, chocolate. Yeah, it's hard because some people like a little piece of really really dark chocolate helps people with their cortisol rushes in the morning. I don't eat it because of caffeine. Chocolate always has caffeine, and sugar doesn't do me any good. since I'm pretty much pre-diabetic, so I try not to eat sugar. Oh, I know the feeling. You're not alone. But as people always tell me, and I have to tell myself all the time, it'll pass. It always does. It always has. Sometimes things get worse. Like for me, shit getting worse this many years down the line, that's what gets my anxiety fucking out of control. But I don't worry about spelling right. I don't care. I like to continually do this to speak, and I tend to speak really well still, and that's good. I hear my own voice in my head, and that it's really weird. My DPDR is definitely different now. It's different than it used to be, but it's very unnerving in a different way. It's not. It's not doing. I can't even explain it. It's so bizarre. Things are just different now. A lot of new scary symptoms that I haven't had before because of cutting Remeron and my nervous system being kind of shut. 3 months and a week since I cut, and I'm gonna wait till fourth month to see where I'm at, and I can't rush it. But the thing is, it sucks so bad because I'm literally just sitting here waiting. It's such a waste of time when I need to get off this medicine. But if I can't just cut the medicine to speed it up. That's the thing. Because I don't want to end up in a fucking hospital where I won't get any help anyway. And I'll end up being worse. So I said, like, I'm 45 now. I just want this shit to be over by the time I'm 50. And that's asking a lot. That's not asking a lot since that's 5 years from now. If I can't be off this medicine and feeling decent by the time I'm fucking 50, that would be ridiculous. So I want to at least live to 75, and that will give me a good 25 years. That's the plan. So I'm not rushing it just to get an extra year or two in. As much as I hate this suffering. But it's better. And when I end up jumping off this medicine, it's going to be ridiculously, it's going to feel like a cold turkey because I'm going to jump off of it probably a little too soon. But that's still going to be in a couple years. I'm going to evaluate it when I'm at 0.5, so half a milligram. And I might jump off of it from there, which would be brutal. But at some point, I'm going to need to get off the medicine. And I can't continue to taper. I can't taper this little amount for years upon years. And at some point, I might have to jump off earlier. It depends how crazy I feel or how much I can handle. It's all just such a mess. I try not to think about that because I don't even know. At this point, I know when I doubled my taper 8-9 months ago, it was absolute torture. Absolute torture. I literally should be dead. The suicidal crap was absolutely nuts. And that was just doubling my taper. So that was like 20%. What a joke. That's how fragile I am. And it's funny that people try to argue with me or start fights with me and shit. It's like I'm so fucking fragile and you want to fight with me. People are fucked. So anyway, that was my day. It was my day was decent. I mean, compared to yesterday, I guess anything's fucking decent. I got a long fucking way to go just to get back to a fucking partial window. I'm hoping it just happens, but who knows? It's been brutal. Anxiety, if my anxiety could calm down, that would be a fucking miracle. I'll definitely try the yoga, you guys. So far, everything I've found has been way too hard. realistically should just start stretching in general and then start thinking about getting out for walking. I mean, I could go walk at the Target, but the sensory shit sucks for me because my sensory issues are terrible. Not as bad as they used to be, but I don't like walking in there with all the fluorescent lights and people. I personally would rather take my dog for a walk, but it's freezing. It's the middle of winter. So, and I'm kind of disappointed because I didn't walk at all because of symptoms last spring and summer because of allergies. And I fucked up my Remeron, so I was so sick. And I'm still in that situation, but I probably need to start moving again. Kind of like what Jonas said. Even though I can't like exercise, I got to start somewhere. Because moving your body, even if it's just walking, even if it's going to be hard for stimuli, you know, it's still. I think it might make my waves less as I continue. We'll see. All right, you guys. Jonas, nice having you. Everybody else, have a good evening. What day we got? Monday? I'll try to be on tomorrow. Usually about the same time. We'll see. I don't know. I judge if I'm feeling like really, really good. That never actually happens. Good for me, I suppose. Sometimes I don't come on. But we'll see. Hi, Be Kind. I am getting out of here right now. And yeah, that's it for me today, I think. You know what? It's actually a really smart idea to not. It's a really good idea. Thank you. Not to overthink it and just start small again. Because I used to walk like a mile every other day, which doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but for somebody in benzo withdrawal and cutting Remeron, it's not an easy chore. It's a chore. So maybe I mean, once it's not, I mean, I can deal with it like our weather. Holy shit. Like it's 4 degrees right now, and wind chill's probably -10. I can't walk in that shit. But maybe I can just walk over. Even though I fucking hate doing it, it is stimulating, and maybe walk over, go over to the Target and walk there for a couple minutes, and then start building it. I was thinking about getting a Fitbit type thing. Not because, I mean, realistically, that was a terrible idea when I got off benzos because my heart rate was like so horribly fast. And I got paranoid and I kept using it over and over again. And now I don't care about my heart rate. It's been decent. So I just want something that will track how much I've walked and give me a map or something. And that can kind of give me some... I can't think of the word, but maybe I'll get a newer Fitbit thing. I don't have a lot of money, but if it's something that might help me feel better or do better in this, it might be worth it. Yeah, something like that. Oh wow, hi Gamma. Yeah, it's intense. That's for sure. That's a lot of emojis, though. Good deal, especially for my sleep issues. But part of my sleep issues are because my symptoms always ramp up when I'm about to fall asleep. It's like just something it does. It's just always been that way when I am in a wave or like when I get cut off of something. Like literally my fucking brain will vibrate or my body will vibrate really bad right as I'm about to fall asleep. So at night it's not so bad because I'll be so tired I kind of surpass it. So that's good. But yeah, no, you're right. I just don't know I'm gonna have to start really small again. It's kind of sucks to have to think about it because it's freezing. Oh yeah, I was looking at my weather. So it's 4 degrees. It's 4 degrees, but tomorrow is going to be 32, then 35, and 31. That doesn't sound too bad, considering it's been like in the negative. Maybe I'll trip over to Target. I wish there was like something quiet. We have a YMCA, but that's just a COVID central, so I ain't doing that. I would sign up there and just kind of walk in the swimming pool. I don't know if chlorine would be an issue, but doesn't matter. I'm not going to go to the COVID central. Why? So at least with Target, at least there's space. You can kind of dodge people. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get there. I have no idea what you mean, but I have no issue actually Googling some of those terms. You've done your research, and that's good. I will do 2 minutes every day. If I see you again on John, I appreciate you coming on and coming on my channel. I'm here to support you guys and girls, and you guys support me, and I totally appreciate it. And we will get through this bullshit together. I don't care if you're I don't care if you were dependent on medication. I don't care if you're cold turkeyed, if you're tapering, if you were a drug addict, if you were an addict. I don't care. All I know is whatever is going on and you're willing to try to be better and get better and do your best, definitely come on here and chat with me. We can all try to get through this together, as always. Yeah, I need somebody to force me to do it. But I'm gonna start looking into a Fitbit thing to track my walks. Yeah, we'll see. Gonna make it more fun, Get technology behind it. All right, you guys. You you have a good night. Later.